Greetings, Earthlings. It's your fellow Aquarianaut here, just to update you on life stuff, because that seems to be what's going on lately in my videos. So far, at least. There will be more to come, but it's been quite a wild ride lately, so this is how it will be for now. So, yeah, I guess I just want to acknowledge the full moon in Libra. That I guess I just looked up what time specifically it happened, and it said 12:34 a.m. and I admit that may be a specific time zone. So, you know, I don't know what time zone that was actually. I didn't look, but I was like 12:34. That's awesome. So last night, yeah. Full moon in Libra. I mean, my moon sign is in Libra, so I feel really energetic and I'm accomplishing a lot, but I've been neglecting my self-care and that's so tough. That's really tough for me because I used to be so good about my self-care and taking care of my diet and my skin and hair and everything and my child. And now I'm just barely making it through the day and I'm like, okay, here we go, another one. I think part of it is that I'm working full-time now as an electrician. So, it's physically and mentally taxing in a lot of ways. Not every single day, but, a full 8-hour day is also, being away from home because I was so used to being at home before that. Um, that's, I think, part of what's going on. But that, yeah, again, it's just a small part of everything that's been going on. Okay, I guess one thing that's coming into mind is the process of manifestation, which is something that I really want to talk about in detail on this channel. Because to me, manifestation is one of the greatest gifts that people have. And I believe that everyone is capable of doing it. But I want to share my experience and knowledge about it, and side effects of manifestation. For example, one side effect is feeling overwhelmed when your manifestations come through, which is part of what I'm feeling. I was at a period of rest for, I don't know, 6 months to a year, maybe more like 6 months, where I really felt like, okay, nothing's happening. Life is like at a standstill, which I was thankful for because I was like, okay, I get a lot of time to rest. But I think it was deep rest, which I'm not saying I was diagnosed with depression, but I believe that I was in a state of deep rest where it was like almost like a hibernation or a dormancy of some sort that I was going through. And because we live in such a consumer society, that, hustle culture and all that, I think that I was really stunned by resting so much. I was like, this is not normal. This is not how it's supposed to be. But then I'm realizing, like, actually, in the grand scheme of things, we should have more of a balance, which most people don't. Like, as I'm saying, I'm working full time, have a kid, and all of this. It's like, that to me is not balanced. That is on the other extreme. Even just working full time, I believe, is it's too much for normal everyday people to be doing. Because, oh God, here's a side story. So, not really story, but just an idea. Because the workday is 8 hours, right? And there's 24 hours in a day. And I guess the perfect balance would be rest, play, and work, or whatever. That's what they say, right? So if you really think about it, an 8-hour workday ends up being at least a 10-hour day, if not more, depending on how long it takes you to get ready for the day. Waking up, getting ready, getting your kid ready if you have one or more, taking your kid to wherever they need to go for the day, then taking yourself to where you need to go for your work. And then at the end of the day, after working a full 8 hours, doing it where you're undoing the day, picking up your kid, getting unready, and then having a short few hours to maybe relax if you even get to relax, or cooking dinner if you even get a chance to cook dinner, uh, laundry, any chores, going to do something fun with your family, taking alone time. We don't have time for these things. I'm just saying. At least I haven't. Self-care out the window because what? I have piles of laundry on the floor that I need to pick up and make sure to feed my kid and feed myself. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Feed myself. Yeah. um and then getting ready for bed, which takes how long? At least an hour, maybe two, just to get ready for bed. Maybe it doesn't take other people this long. Maybe it's just me because I'm like in this state of I have not been able to find a routine. It's just like chaos every day. And maybe once I find more of a routine, then it won't take so long to do these things. But I don't know. Maybe I just take my time with things just naturally. I'm not like always a super quick paced person. I'm not like a hustle person. That's not, I mean, I can, but it's not sustainable for me. And I could argue that it's not sustainable for like most people. But yeah, and then we try to get 8 hours of sleep a night. But I heard something that we have to get like 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So realistically, workday is 10 hours, sleep is 10 hours or whatever. What does that leave? That leaves 4 hours for doing anything else in the day. I don't know. Anyway, that was a whole rant. My goodness. I don't even know. This video is probably not even interesting anymore at this point. I don't even care because I just started the channel and I'm just getting my thoughts out there. It's almost like a podcast with video. I don't know. Anyway, I can't even remember the last subject that I went to other than the fact that, there's just, I just feel like the whole concept of the 40-hour work week in general is just too much, and I feel like I've even had more health issues after working and having a kid and stuff. Anyway, maybe I'm thinking of this because it's Aries season and Aries has to do with the self, right? So taking care of the self, right? That's the first step, filling up your own cup before you can fill up someone else's cup. And Libra being the sign of relationships, I mean, full moon in Libra, I would say the relationship to the self is something that is often neglected. Oh, I remember. I was talking about manifestation, the side effects of manifestation. Wow, whole loop here. Yeah, this is exactly what's going on in my brain. So, yeah, probably not a worthy video to put on the internet, but I'm going to go for it anyway because that's my whole thing is I want to have the raw truth of being a human. I don't want to just be perfect. And for many years I did want to be perfect. Right now I don't. So, I want to explain to you the side effects of manifestation. So yeah, I went through like a state of dormancy, let's call it, for 6 months. And during that time, I was really developing my feminine energy, which I can explain as well. Like, this is something that I can't explain in one video. This is all gonna have to be like separate videos, like a series or something on manifestation, whatever, the steps and the guide. But there's millions of videos of manifestation. I want to explain what happens after as well, because like no one talks about after. That's where I am right now. And I'm like, holy crap. The side effects of manifestation, it's like overwhelming when you you're in the process of manifesting and everyone's like, yeah, do it quicker and all that. It's like, God, why? Why do we have to do it so quick? Can we just slow down a little bit, please? And not be so consuming. That's judgmental of me maybe, but I'm just saying it from a state of like, hey, I've been there, I'm doing it. It's not as great as it seems once you actually do it. Not to say that I'm not grateful. I am definitely very grateful for where I am. I would not take it back at all. It's just, you get like for me, I got everything I manifested all at once. And for a little while it went really smoothly. I'd say the first few months. And then for several months after that, it's just been like total chaos. So yeah, it didn't go at all how I pictured it, unfortunately. So, yeah, but it's leading me on this higher path. And I don't mean higher as in higher than anyone, maybe higher from where I was before. So I view that as a good thing. But yeah, it's definitely overwhelming. And it's like when you ask for certain things, it ends up changing the trajectory of not only your own life, but everyone else's around you, whether or not it's intentional. And not that everyone has to be affected by the things that, I do or you do or whatever. Like, other people don't necessarily have to be affected by our choices, but it's possible, and um, that's not like the main priority when you're manifesting. Like, you shouldn't put others ahead of yourself. Kind of got to be a little bit selfish, not to the point where you're hurting other people or trying to throw off the balance of life, because that's going to create even worse circumstances and consequences and side effects in the long run. So, anyway, yeah. I guess that's my thing for today, because it's a little bit chaotic. And yeah, I guess it's the beginning of spring, so I actually have more energy now. Part of it is because I've been spending more time in the sun. Thank goodness, because I feel like the sun is actually what gives me most energy out of anything. Like, it doesn't matter how much sleep I get, how much I eat, stuff like that. It doesn't really matter. If I'm not getting sunshine on my skin, then that's what makes me feel so low energy. And then, during the winter, it was so cold. I didn't really want to stay outside with bare skin, like, t-shirt. Because, yeah, obviously it's too cold for that. So, today I did, and I'm like, okay, wow, I feel so great. And the Libra full moon energy, it's just amazing. So yeah, I think that's what may be coming up following this video, is something more strategic, you know, uh, about manifestation. I kind of don't want to start at a beginner level, because I've seen so many videos on that stuff. I'm like, man, it's overkill at this point. I'm just so tired of it. Like, I'm not at a beginner level anymore. I want to reach out to people who are more at an intermediate level. And I love when YouTube videos are perfection, and maybe that's how people are successful when they're in the videos. But at least for now, I'm going to share how it is right now, which is less than perfection, and that's okay. Totally cool with that. But yeah, I would like to be a little bit more organized from here on out, and have specific topics to speak about, and maybe reach out to an audience that's more of an intermediate, maybe even advanced level of meditation, manifestation, integrating spiritual practices, because I think the integration portion of these practices, basically, if you reach a state of enlightenment, you at some point have to come back down into your body, right? Grounding. And that's the difficult part. That's also something that I don't really see a lot about. Everyone's like, yeah, enlightenment, this, and it's so great. And it's like, people are not really sharing accurate information, in my opinion. And maybe it is accurate for some of those people, but like for someone like me who has reached these spiritual states and have this knowledge, but I also want to be living. I call it a normal life because I don't know what else to call it. But you know, I want to go live a normal everyday life. I'm not just gonna suddenly be like, oh, cool, I can just like sit on a rock and meditate for 100 years. Like, no, that's not realistic for me. And I don't think that's the point of meditation anyway. I think, oh God, I'm not gonna get into it. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna end it now because the full moon energy is like, ah. And I got stuff to do. So, yeah. Okay. Well, goodbye, Earthlings, and I will talk to you in the next one.